where fun meets fright, where every experience transports you to a world of fun. Play 18 holes of blacklight mini-golf in ancient Egypt, a haunted house, and beyond the grave. Step inside our virtual reality arena, where you take control of video games and virtual worlds. Battle robots, shoot zombies, and compete against your friends. Throw your next birthday with our VIP party pack. Our party pros are ready to entertain you with a fright fest you'll never forget. Perfect for an action-packed date night full of flirty fun. Our state-of-the-art arcade has the latest games with the coolest prizes. Be sure to feast on some tasty morsels in the Graveyard Grill. So come on, bring your ghoulish gang over to Scary Strokes, where every experience matters. Welcome to Scary Strokes, where fun meets fright, where every experience transports you to a world of fun. Play 18 holes of blacklight mini-golf in ancient Egypt, a haunted house, and beyond the grave. Step inside our virtual reality arena, where you take control of video games and virtual worlds. Battle robots, shoot zombies, and compete against your friends. Throw your next birthday with our VIP party pack. Our party pros are ready to entertain you with a fright fest you'll never forget. Perfect for an action-packed date night full of flirty fun. Our state-of-the-art arcade has the latest games with the coolest prizes. Be sure to feast on some tasty morsels in the Graveyard Grill. So come on, bring your ghoulish gang over to Scary Strokes, where every experience matters.
Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in as we get ready to rock and roll here from the beautiful Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We are live from Sin City with the Slingshot Sim Racing Series. My boy Justin Young says, not gonna lie, I hate this commercial. I hate that this business is so far away. I know, right? I wish it was a lot closer to myself as well. I wish it was right around the corner, because I would be spending a ton of time there at Scary Strokes, really, you know, immersing myself in all the amazing games and everything that they have to offer, man. I wish I could be there on a nightly, dude. I would totally be there all the time. I'd be doing so many crazy videos and everything else there at Scary Strokes. We'd be making so much crazy content there with them. It'd be so much fun, and I really hate that that they are so far away. But someday maybe we'll have to make a trip there. Maybe we'll have to make a move and try to get there, so that way we can catch all of the amazing action with everything going on, everything else, man. I wish we could be there. I wish we could be there right now. Honestly, I wish I could be there right now playing some of those games, man, eating some of that pizza and having some fun, having a good time, man. That's what we're looking for. As we're going to get ready to rock and roll. We're going to get ready to go to battle here in this one, as the action is about to get underway. Drivers getting ready to jump out here in play for the evening, as qualifying slowly but surely coming to a close here for the Slingshot Sim Racing Series here this afternoon. As starting out in front as of right now, quick time is Willie McKellar. John McNeil second fastest out there on the Speedway. Brandon Honeycutt, Rango Berry, Sean Jensick, our top five out there on the Speedway. Victor Fluger, Christopher DeWall, Brandon Ishkanian, Zach Lockett, Leroy Koblenz, our top 10 here in qualifying. Isaac Mock currently in the 11th position. Christian Delgado currently in 12th. We'll see if those drivers can find a little bit more speed, maybe move themselves a little farther forward here in the standings, as Bryce Dickinson and Brandon Sanfilippo both yet to jump out there for their qualifying session, as Christian Delgado does jump up a little bit farther here, slides into the 8th position in that simmotion.com, number 13 right now inside the top 8 here for his qualifying run. Christopher DeWald still out there looking to get a better lap here for the Liberty University. Number 82 is down across the line. Looks like he is actually going to run out of time, so can't get another lap in there, as Brandon Sanfilippo and Bryce Dickinson both not qualifying here in this one. As we're going to get them ready to rock and roll, we're going to get ready to go to battle here in this one, qualifying coming to a close. That means our feature event about to get underway. These drivers getting ready to play here this afternoon, man. This is going to be a lot of fun. This is going to be one heck of a great race here this afternoon, man. We're gonna enjoy this one. This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be a lot of fun. We got a lot of laps, a lot of racing here in front of us, and a lot of opportunities for drivers to kind of move themselves around, move them towards the front of the field. As Justin says, laugh out loud. Ask them to fly you out. Woo, brother, that's a big ask. That's a big ask right there, brother, to be flown out to go to Scary Strokes. I mean, if we had time, or if I had a connection there that was like really close by, that had all the right gear and everything that I would need to maybe do some broadcasts as well, and I gotta get working here, get my passport, so we can make some more trips down to the U.S. and everything else, and not have to worry about crossing the border or anything, man. We need to make sure we get that done. I gotta get on top of that. And Nelson Johns, my boy Nelson, coming in, showing the love, coming in with the like on the stream, and says, "Good luck, drivers." Thank you for tuning in, Nelson, coming in, showing the love here in this one. How are you, brother? How you doing this evening? Hopefully you're having yourself a wonderful Wednesday, as we're going to get ready to go to battle. We're going to get ready to jump in here and have some fun on the evening. As Justin says, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. This is true. This is true. I'm pretty sure that was Michael Scott. Who said that, in quotations to was it Michael Jordan? But I'm pretty sure Michael Scott said it first. As we're going to get ready to go to battle here in this one, man. Going to be some great racing, as Justin says, if you make it to Iowa, all of the Casey's pizza is on me. Oh my gosh. We might have to hit you up on that one, man. I might have to hit you up on that one. Listen, I've heard some pretty good things about Casey's. I know if I ever do go down to the U.S., one of the big things that I'm going to be wanting to do is hit up a Buc-ee's, man. There's one place we haven't been. I've never been to a Buc-ee's, and I've been hearing nonstop really good things about Buc-ee's, so I really want to try go to one of those Buc-ee's. I'd like to go to that massive one that's in Colorado. I think that'd be absolutely insane to go to and hit up a Buc-ee's. As we're going to get ready here. Go Green Flag Racing is McKellar, John McNeil on the front row, Brandon Honeycutt and Greg O'Berry, they're in row number 2. Sean Jensick, Victor Pfluger, Christopher DeWald, Christian Delgado, they're in row 4. Brandon Ishkanian, Zach Lockett, Isaac Mock, Leroy Koblenz, Bryce Dickinson, and Brandon Sanfilippo bring up the rear of the field, as we end all the anticipation with our feature presentation. We are quickly Green Flag Racing here from Sin City. It is Las Vegas Motor Speedway here this evening. The first race of the round of 8 here in the Slingshot Sim Racing Playoffs. These drivers battling. You see the banners on the hoods of their cars right on top there, on top of the windshields, and these guys are all battling for a opportunity to race for that championship. If one of these drivers that are still in the playoffs can work their way into victory lane here this evening, they can lock their way into that championship 4 round at Phoenix Speedway. As each and every one of these drivers, man, they want to be there. They want to have that opportunity to try to chase down and hunt down a championship here this year, after already going through 32 absolutely amazing races to come down to this 33rd, 34th, and 35th race. If you're part of the top 8 right now in the points, if you're in this championship 8 fight, you have that opportunity to be in the show, be a part of that final 4 in the final race of the season at Phoenix Raceway, to try to put yourself into the history books as the inaugural season champion here with the Slingshot Sim Racing Series. Is out in front is Greg O'Berry. O'Berry leads the way with McKellar back into position number 2. John McNeil now in 3rd as Christopher DeWald sliding up to the top of the racetrack there in position number 4. Here comes the number 80 ride as well, Victor Pfluger. Pfluger already off to a hot start here in the series as the Team Watson Racing setups the Outlaw Raps ride. They're in position number 5. Sean Jensick in the Anything EC Sparkle and Shine 19 ride. They're in position number 6 with Christian Delgado. They're in 7th. Brandon Ishkanian, they're in 8th. Isaac Mock and Zach Lockett rounding out our top 10 on the speedways to go diecast car rolling there in position number 10. Bryce Dickinson in that E&D Farms Papa Mike Promotion Sweet Tea Gang Peacemaker Racing Team. Number 84 ride there in 11, trying to put himself inside the top 10 as he looks down low on the 93 for that 10th position. Brandon Sanfilippo right there with him in position number 12. Then there's Brandon Honeycutt sliding backwards here early in this race. The 10 machine back to the 13th spot as Leroy Copeland bringing up the rear of the field in the Sim Motion number 42. Out in front, though, it's another Liberty University ride who's going to take the race lead away. Greg O'Berry slides the second as Christopher DeWalt jumps up and takes that race lead away. So move Christopher DeWalt to the front of the field as the 82. Now, our race leader here from Sin City. DeWalt, O'Berry, 1 and 2 on the Speedway. McNeil back there in position number 3 as the McNeil Media number 48 ride battling here inside the top 3. McKellar sliding all the way back now to that 4th position as Fluger hanging on to position number 5. Jensick a little farther back. Here comes Brandon Ishkanian around the number 13 of Christian Delgado, trying to go after the 19 here of Sean Jensick for position number 6 on the racetrack. See, reels him in, gets right to his back bumper, taking a peek down low, seeing if he can jump up here or move himself into that 6th position. You will make that pass as Jensick slides backwards here. We do see Isaac Mock trying to work himself up and through the field here as Hayes looking down low underneath the 13 of Christian Delgado. Bryce Dickinson right there as well. Bryce looking down low now on that 13 ride, trying to work himself inside the top 9 on the Speedway as he's worked himself into the top 10 now as the 12 rider Brandon Sanfilippo, Zach Lockett, Brandon Honeycutt, and Leroy Koblenz bring up the rear of the field. 14 of the best drivers out there on the Speedway, 8 of them battling for the championship here this afternoon, battling for their opportunity to punch their tickets into the next round, the final round of our NASCAR playoffs. As Nelson says, Aaron, hope this goes better than the 134 lap race I was in. Wreckfest, oh no, brother. Oh no, yeah, hopefully it goes much better. I mean, anytime you hear Wreckfest, you gotta know it's more than, 8 caution flags, 10 caution flags. It's got to be an abundance for it to be classified as a Wreckfest. It's got to be a pretty bad race. I've been there. I've broadcasted a lot of those, and they are not always the funnest ones. It's Colton Manich, my boy Colton, coming in with that heart reaction on the broadcast. How are you, Colton? Mr. Manich coming in, showing the love. Cody DeForge coming in, showing the love as well. The Red City Racing memorabilia number Cody DeForge coming in, showing the big love here in this one. Bryce Dickinson, Brycey Bear as well, coming in, dropping that like on the stream. How are you, Brycey Bear? Good luck out there, brother. I know you're racing, but if you're still watching, we hope to see you kind of work yourself to the front of the field, get a great run, a great drive here. Unfortunately for Bryce, ended up having the flu last week, and he was one of those drivers that was just outside of a transfer spot here into this top 8 in the championship. He was just on the outside, hoping to try to work himself into this round of 8 and hoping to go for the championship here this year, but he had the flu. Unfortunately, couldn't really leave the bedroom or the bathroom, and unfortunately did not get an opportunity to race last week. And with that opportunity kind of going out the window, he unfortunately did not transfer through to this round of 8, so no longer in the playoffs there for Bryce Dickinson, but still right there on the racetrack looking to try to finish this season off strong in that E&D Farms number 84 ride. So good to see Bryce out there, still riding, still having some fun out there on the speedways. Greg O'Berry, he is one of those drivers that's still in our championship hunt. He is battling out here on the racetrack, and right now being at the front of the field is potentially the best place to be. Is back there behind him, the 80 ride of Victor Fluger is working himself up into second here. John McNeil trying to battle back around him for that second spot on the speedway as he takes a look down low, causing contact there between the 48 and the 80 ride as William McKenna back here in 4th. Christopher DeWall now back into 5th as Brandon Inchkanian trying to reel in our top 5, trying to work himself into that 5th position as Isaac Mock, the 19 of Sean Jensick, and the 84 of Bryce Dickinson. Round out our top 9. Christian Delgado there in 10th with Brandon Sanfilippo, Zach Lockett, Brandon Honeycutt, and Leroy Koblenz bringing up the rear of the field. Now the big question is going to be, is tire saving here at Las Vegas could be a major factor for all these drivers, really trying to keep these tires underneath you, trying to keep this car pointed in the right direction. Here at Vegas, the tires are going to play a pretty major role here. Drivers already starting to fall off the pace here by, a second, half a second, maybe a little bit more here and there. So, the tires are starting to fade away. Those drivers that took it easy in the opening, 5-10 laps of this race are starting to feel it. The drivers that took it easy to start this feature event, they're starting to gain that ground back that they gave up early on, and now they're starting to battle back towards the front of the field, where the drivers that were hard on the throttle, hard on their tires in that opening stint, they're kind of starting to feel that pain and starting to slide back ever so slightly. When you look at some of these drivers like, William McKellar, or even, and 82 of Christopher DeWald, really starting to feel. DeWald now all the way back in the 10th position. He's starting to drop like a stone here. So DeWald pushed early on, got up to the race lead, and now he's really starting to feel it as that Liberty University's 82 ride sliding all the way back to that 10th position. Now one driver that was taking it very easy right out of the get-go, this 10 ride of Brandon Honeycutt. We've seen Honeycutt do this before, where the enough is enough ride, the number 10 machine kind of drops to the back here of the field, really laying off the tires, really kind of just holding his pace and holding his ground and not really giving up any time out there, but sliding backwards, and now he's starting to reel these guys back in, starting to work himself back up towards the top 10. We'll have to wait and see if he can keep on driving towards the front of the field here, and maybe see if he can put himself up towards the front before we see our first round of pit stops here this afternoon. Buckcrack Motorsports, my boy Buckcrack Motorsports coming in, says, hey buddy, Bryce is in the round of 8. We had another driver that was locked in, dropped out of competition, so that bumps Bryce in, just an FYI. Okay, I didn't know that. I did not know that. Well, that's a huge break right there for Bryce Dickinson. Jesus, this is exactly like real life NASCAR now. This is exactly like real life NASCAR. We had the officials here, someone unfortunately scaled a little too heavy and got eliminated from the playoffs, and the driver on the outside looking in. We should put some money on Bryce winning this race, just in case if this plays out just like how Joey Logano did it. Missed that championship 8, and then he missed that championship 8. Alex Bowman got penalized for being too light on the scales. He ended up losing, as now we see the 71, Greg O'Barry, sliding down through the grass and down pit lane. O'Barry, our race leader, going for a ride here. Oh, brother, no caution flag on the racetrack either. This is a heartbreaker for Greg O'Barry, as he's going to take this car right down pit side. This is definitely going to be an unscheduled pit stop, but after that skid, going to want to throw some tires on this car, and that may hurt him in the long run. As we'll take a look back here, see what happened again to Greg O'Barry, as he's leading this race for a lot of laps here today, man. He's trying to keep this car out of trouble, trying to keep himself at the front of the field as the 80 ride of Victor Pfluger right there behind him, and just down low. Looks like he tries to get back on the throttle. The car just kind of gets a little loose and tries to save it, Kent's a little squirrely, and then finally that rear end just steps out and around on him here and slides down out of quarter number 4 and right down through the grass and right down pit road here. That's definitely never a fun thing to have happen. And then never getting that caution flag either. That's a tough break right there for Greg O'Barry, one of our championship hopefuls here this afternoon, as he's still down pit lane. Maybe penalties from a unsafe pit road entry right there. As let's freaking go, says Justin Young. I says, love you, butt crack. Let's go. Needless to say, I'm the driver. Laugh out loud. Son of a gun, Russell. Hey, you know what? It happens, brother. It happens. Sometimes you gotta be the Alex Bowman. Sometimes you gotta be the Joey Logano's, And sometimes that's just how the cookie crumbles. And a tough break for Alex Bowman. Probably having one of the better playoff performances, just average finishes, getting lots of stage points, keep on working himself into that round of 8, and then getting that penalty to knock him out of the championship hunt. Put Joey Logano from, being eliminated back into the playoffs there after the last race, and then they go to Vegas this week, and bam, he jumps in and ends up winning that Vegas race. And that put Joey Logano now into our Championship 4. Is it the same turn of events? Is it the same thing that may happen here this evening for Bryce Dickinson in the E&D Farms number 84 ride? It's a possibility here. That's a possibility. New life under the wings of the 84 of Bryce Dickinson and his hopes for a championship, as Buttcrack says, it was a personal decision to remove myself from the competition. I get you. I'm just saying. It plays out the same. It plays out the same. The storyline can be the same, whether or not it was your decision or not. We'll make it play out the same, brother, to build that hype up, build that excitement up. But nonetheless, after that Championship 8 race, or the end of the round of 12, Bryce Dickinson, had his head held low, knowing that he unfortunately missed that race, was not able to battle here for the rest of the championship. And then getting that news had to be a huge sigh of relief and a breath of fresh air here for Bryce Dickinson. But look out, he almost does the same thing we saw the 71 ride of Greg Goberry do. That car getting very loose out of corner number 4. And it's a hot, slick day here in Las Vegas, so that could potentially make for some interesting wild turns of events. We already saw our race leader, Greg Goberry, go for a slide at a corner number 4. That's now put him a few laps down here on the Speedway, 4 laps down to be exact. So that's a tough break for Greg Goberry, being 4 laps down. One of those championship hopefuls here this evening, as Buttcrack says, I told Bryce to kick their asses, laugh out loud. Hey, hype him up. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, let's go Bryce Dickinson up in the chat, as Mystic Spook says, go Jensick, cheered on Mr. Sean Jensick out there on the Speedway. Jensick working himself now into position number 3 on the Speedway. The 71 rider, Greg Goberry, who is 4 laps down here. He does have the fresher tires now compared to the other drivers on the racetrack, so as he's been the only driver down pit road, that's a tough break for the 71, but he is looking to try to drive up here, maybe get one of his laps back and try to put himself into a better position here, or maybe with a caution flag or 2, maybe he could try to work himself back onto the lead lap. But as of right now, he's got a long road ahead of him here. He's got a long road ahead of him to try to keep himself up here, as Justin says, let's go Bryce Dickinson. I love you and I want some Casey's Pizza. Let's go, brother. Let's go. Yes, Sirski. I do too. I love him and I want some Casey's Pizza now as well myself. Gosh dang it. I want some Casey's as well. And Uncle Bot coming in, showing the love with the like on the stream. How are you, Uncle Bot, coming in, showing the big love here in this one, as man, oh man. This Championship 8 is going to be very, very interesting to see whether or not these drivers can try to put themselves into victory lane here. Is it going to be one of our playoff drivers who finds their way into victory lane here this evening, or will we see another one of our contenders, one of the drivers that are on the outside of the championship, maybe making it in, maybe not making it in here this evening? I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see, who's going to be one of those cats to make their way into victory lane here this evening, and if one of our Championship 8 can put themselves into victory lane. Right now, John McNeil, he's trying to get it done. John Jensick, he's trying to get it done, as well as the 75 of William McKellar. But one of those drivers, one of the late entries here to the season, the 80 ride of Victor Pfluger, we saw him win last week at Dega, and we've seen the TWRS rides, they've won the last couple of races, so maybe they can play spoiler again here this evening. Maybe Victor Pfluger, Isaac Mock, Brandon Ishkanian, one of those drivers may be able to find their way into victory lane. Maybe Brandon Sanfilippo in that 12 ride. Can he find himself a way into victory lane here at Las Vegas? I'm a gambling man, and I always like to put the money on the underdog, and those drivers that are newer to the series here, they're the guys I'd be putting my money on right now. I don't know. I think they may be the cats to get it done here this evening, but now it's looking bleak for my odds as John McNeil, Jensick, McKellar, 1, 2, and 3 on the Speedway. 3 championship hopefuls here at the front of the field. You can see how much better the fresh tires are here on the racetrack compared to the old tires. This is Grango Berry. You know, he was down pit side on lap 21, so it was about 12 laps or so ago that he was down pit lane, but you see this number 71 ride. Now, even though he's 3 laps down on the Speedway, O'Berry has his car out there on the racetrack, continue to pull away from our race leaders, really hoping that, you know, maybe they all come down pit road during green flag racing where he can maybe get a lap or 2 back on them and then see the caution flag to potentially give him a wave around. Could be a massive break for the 71 ride. We'll have to wait and see if he can work himself back onto the lead lap after going for that spin at the front of the field after leading the first good 20 laps or so of this race and then running into that issue. Definitely a heartbreaker for Rango Berry as Sean Jensick going to jump up and take the race lead away from John McNeil. So McNeil back to second. Sean Jensick in the Anything EC Sparkle and Shine number 19 machine now at the front of the field. So Jensick now leads the way as McNeil, McKellar back in second and third. Fluger and Christian Delgado are top 5 here on the racetrack. And then we see Brandon Sanfilippo there in 6th, Isaac Mock back in 7th, Brandon Honeycutt, Brandon Ishkanian, and Zach Lockett battling here for the 9th and 10th position. Leroy Koblenz there in 11th with Bryce Dickinson back in 12th, and Christopher DeWald there in the 13th position. And the one driver multiple laps down on the Speedway is the 71 of Grango Berry, but it's all Sean Jensick here at the front of the field as we are already clicking these laps up in a quick hurry. Now we should see these drivers shoot down pit side probably around lap number, I'm going to say around lap number 55, lap 60. If they can make it on fuel, I have a sneaky suspicion most of these drivers are going to try to make it to that halfway point, maybe a little bit beyond, to make sure that they can make it only on the one stop. If we don't see a caution flag, then they probably won't be back down pit side, or at least they won't want to have to come back down pit road. So we'll have to wait and see if that is the case here, as we're going to jump into a quick Peacemaker Gaming Crank It Up. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, crank up that volume and cheer on your favorite driver here with the Slingshot Sim Racing Series as we crank it up here on Peacemaker Gaming. Funky T-Bone coming in with a big raid here in this one. And it's going to bring it close to our quick piece of Peacemaker Gaming right up here. We got to show some love here to Funky T-Bone coming in with that massive rain here on the broadcast. We thank you for coming in and tuning in and showing the love here this evening as ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in over there on the Twitch stream. Coming in, showing the love there from the rain with the Funky T-Bone crew. As T. George coming in says, yo, what's good? Lion Lover coming in with all the emotes, coming in showing the big love. T-Bone Raid says, Lion, let's go, Lion Lover. Coming in showing the love. You're in this one. George coming in showing the love as Lion Lover says you definitely should turn up the mic audio on the stream. It's very quiet. Yeah, it's quiet as of right now as we just cranked it up. We just cranked it up, but now we're turning it up here in this one as the Peacemaker Gaming crank it up. Gonna come to an early close here this evening as a huge shout out there to Funky T-Bone coming in with the massive raid here in this one. Can't thank you enough. T-Bone coming in showing the big love here in this one. Is Lion Lover 66 coming in. Drop that follow as well over on the Twitch stream. Lion Lover, welcome to the Peacemaker family. Welcome to the Peacemaker crew here this afternoon. As out in front of the field, continuing to lead the way, it is the 19 ride, the Anything EC machine of Sean Jensick. Jensick leads the way with Victor Pfluger there in position number 2. William McKellar there in third as John McNeil and Isaac Mock round out our top 5 on the Speedway. Christian Delgado back there in the 6th position with Brandon Honeycutt, Brandon Ishkanian, Zach Lockett, and Leroy Koblenz are top 10 here on the Speedway. Bryce Dickinson and the E&D Farms, Papa Mike Promotions, Peacemaker Gaming, number 84, right back in 11th with Brandon Sanfilippo making his way down pit side. We will see Christopher DeWald work himself up into 12th as Sanfilippo down on pit road. Looks like he's found his way into the outside fence. Have the right front damage there for the 12 ride, and this looks like it's going to be an extended trip here down pit side. As Diobetes coming in, showing the love, says huzzah to the Raiders coming in, showing the love here in this one as the Rabid Moose coming in. The Rabid Moose. Listen, I'm from Canada. I know everything about Rabid Mooses coming into, around the area. So we'll be a little cautious with you. You know, the Rabid Moose, the Mises, they are not very fun to deal with up here in the Great White North. But the Rabid Moose, welcome to the Peacemaker family. Welcome to the Peacemaker crew coming in, dropping that follow here on the broadcast. Also, huge shout out to my boy Justin Young. Justin coming in and becoming a brand new member of the Peacemaker Sub Club. Being a brand new member over on the YouTube stream. Welcome to the Peacemaker fam again. Justin Young coming in, flexing the big guns over there on YouTube, becoming a brand new member here on the channel. I appreciate that, brother, coming in, showing the big love, smashing that member button. As Mama Bear, Susie Dickinson, and Papa Mike coming in, showing the love with the heart reactions over there on Facebook, coming in, showing the big love here in this one. How are you, Mama Bear? How are you, Papa Mike? Coming in, showing the love here this evening. As out in front, Sean Jensick. Jensick continuing to lead the way, continuing to show these drivers how to get it done here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. It is Sin City for our first race of the round of 8 here in the Slingshot Sim Racing Series. And Sean Jensick out in front. William McKellar there in position number 2. Victor Pfluger there in position number 3. We didn't see Pfluger get very sideways not too long ago. Good job of hanging on to that right, keeping himself from going around as the tires really starting to fall off, really starting to fade away here for these competitors. And we're starting to see this field stretch out a little bit. Drivers starting to lose touch of the rest of the field out there on the Speedway. So they're starting to slide around, really starting to fall back from each other here. And this is where we're going to really start to see these cats come down pit side, starting to make those big runs down pit road to see, who can get the best and cleanest green flag pit stop, as we've talked about how they can probably have enough fuel to make it to that about that lap 55-ish area, lap 60. I feel like lap 60 is going to be a better number. If these drivers can hang on, if they can get to that area here without having to make that first pit stop on the day, if they can make it on fuel, you know, being down pit road around lap 60, probably going to feel a lot better. But I don't know if these drivers can hang on, as you just saw our race leader, Jensen, get very loose there through quarter 1 and 2. Did a great job of keeping that car pointed in the right direction after drifting it there through the corner. Now you see McKellar in the 75 ride getting very loose on quarter exit. They're off of quarter number 4, able to catch that ride. So these guys are their hands full out there on the speedway, ladies and gentlemen. These guys are working their butts off behind the wheel, trying to keep themselves out of trouble, trying to keep these tires underneath of them. And so far, some drivers doing it better than others. And we're going to see these guys come down pit side here soon enough. As only 53 laps of this race down, we're about to roll up on that halfway marker as again Jensen loose out of 4. Oh, baby. Oh, that was a close call right there. I don't know if these guys should push it or not. I don't know, man. 55 laps again. If they run from this 55 marker, if they come down pit side right at the halfway point, you know, they're going to have to run the same amount of laps again, and that is a dangerous place to be, man. Having these cars already slipping and sliding around like they are right now, seeing these drivers really having to try to catch them and keep themselves out of trouble. I don't know if it's worth it or not, man. If you get to this point again, or even right now, you stay out there on the racetrack, if you don't save that car, or you overcorrect it and you get into the wall, or someone else runs into you, ruins your night, ruins their night, is it really worth staying out this extra little bit in hopes of trying to pick up a win? Maybe just playing it a little bit smarter and just coming down a little earlier. Maybe having to make that late race pit stop maybe won't be such a bad idea after all, to keep yourself out of trouble on the speedway. And it's 55 laps up on the board, this time by the start finish line will be the end of our halfway marker here. So lap 55 laps are done out of 100. That is our halfway point. We are now on to the second half of this feature event already, and there's a caution flag right here at the halfway marker, and it looks like John McNeil in the 48 ride. Let's take a look here. He's right there with the 13 machine, and I don't know if they got loose or if there's a little contact here between these two cats on the speedway. Looks like there's a little contact here. I'm not sure if the 48 going up the speedway here, or the 13 tries to come down over him. But nonetheless, they make some contact, and some pretty significant contact here between the two of them, as it just looks like the 13 trying to come down the lane here was not clear of the 48. I'm not sure if he thought he was, or thought maybe that the 48 of McNeil would maybe get onto the binders or try to shoot to the top, but nonetheless, they make contact. The 13 ride gets very sideways right here. I don't know how he doesn't actually go all the way around into quarter number 3, but somehow or another gets it pointed back in the right direction, but just washes up the racetrack here. Then he's going to come up and tail tag this 48 ride of John McNeil. Now McNeil's got to try to save it. Now it's his turn. Unfortunately, he gets a little bit more contact there from the 13. Almost has this thing saved, man. I don't know how these guys kept it going until here at a corner 4, and that's when McNeil kind of gets loose and then goes around here up into the outside fence. Heavy right front damage. Now, I don't think anyone else might have got into him. Maybe Leroy Koblenz does. Oh, my God. Look at Leroy Koblenz. Oh my gosh, what in the world? He came in there with a full head of steam, did not hit the binders one little bit, and absolutely T-bones this 48 ride and goes for a wild flip there in quarter number 4 here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Hopefully he is A-okay, and that is an absolutely wild wreck there for this number 48. And for the number 42 here of Leroy Koblenz, as Koblenz goes in to quarter number 4, whole head of steam here. Unfortunately, does not see the 48 until it's too late and slams into the side of him. And man, that is one hell of a flip right there for the 42, man. That is a tough break for Leroy Koblenz. That's going to be a ton of damage and a ton of time down pit side here, as drivers have made their caution flag pit stops, their first pit stop of the evening here during this pit cycle. And Sean Jensic going to come down in first, comes out in first. They're probably a little thankful of that one as they were able to keep themselves out of trouble as, my boy Ron Zerk, Mr. Zerk coming back in again, showing some more love. Says another great broadcast tonight to help pass by the last bit of the work shift. Good luck, guys. I appreciate you coming in, showing the love again. Ron coming in, showing the big love here in this one. And yeah, hopefully this can get you through that last little bit of your work shift and, make the rest of the night kind of just sail right on by, brother, as that's what we're here for, man. Putting a smile on people's faces, helping pass some time, having some fun here on the simulator, having some fun on the stream as well. I'm glad you enjoyed. I'm glad you're coming in, showing the big love here in this one, dropping the 50-star donation, man, showing the massive love here this evening, brother. I appreciate that. And I don't know if you were still in here, but we showed you out as well. Ron, a brand new subscriber over on the Facebook channel as well. Ron, welcome to that Peacemaker Sub Club over there on Facebook. Probably try to get a hold of you. I know I got your messenger. You did message me there on Facebook. I'll probably shoot you a Discord link as well. We're going to get all of our subscribers into the Discord link and everything else. And we're going to start doing some subscriber-only content as well. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Subscriber and members. So any of the subscribers that are over on Facebook and Twitch will be invited into the streams. And same with any of our members over there on the YouTube streams as well. We'll be invited in for some members-only, subscribers-only streams. Probably not racing. I don't know what we'll be doing. Maybe just chatting, just hanging out. Maybe, when we cut our hair off, maybe when we do that, or maybe when we do some of these other things as well. Maybe a little football, maybe a little NHL, maybe a little racing myself. If I get the steer wheel up and going, maybe we'll do some racing with the subscribers as well and members and have some fun with that as we keep on growing and growing day after day after day. And I appreciate y'all tuning in, showing the love here in this one as we're going to get ready to go back. Justin says, OnlyFans, let's go. Listen, brother, listen. I don't know about that one. I think I would go as far as, Foot Finder, maybe. That would be about as much skin as I'm probably going to show, okay? And, I mean, I have taken my shirt off on stream before, but it was not in an OnlyFans matter of a way. But, maybe Foot Finder. That's about as much as I would get to, okay? I'm not going any farther than I think that. That's for certain, as we'll get them stacked up. We'll get them racked up. We'll get ready to go back to green flag racing here in this one as the green flag about to come back out here. The field looking a little bit shorter as John McNeil still down pit side here in the 48 ride. One of our playoff hopefuls here this evening running into issues. We already saw Grango Berry have his issues. He was able to get the free pass and able to get a lap back there as well. So I do believe he's only 2 laps down now for Grango Berry, which is a good break for him. Leroy Koblenz off the speedway here, taking that car down pit side after the heavy hit. We also see Brandon Sanfilippo also taking his car off of the racetrack. So those guys, after that big hit down at a corner number 4 for Leroy Koblenz, I'm not sure what quite happened there other than the hard contact to the outside fence. We saw a bit of damage there for the 12 of Sanfilippo, but it's obviously enough that he's taking that car behind pit wall. Alrighty, we're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing. We do see McNeil back out onto the speedway here. Good job there by John McNeil not to actually go a lap down, even though he still got that front end damage. Sticking with us out there on the speedway and trying to salvage as much as he can here on the afternoon. As Sean Jensic down to the Geico restart zone does get another good jump here on the field, and he's quickly trying to pull away as this is the first restart he's had at the front of the field here this afternoon. Jensic, usually one of those major restart players here, man. We've seen it in so many of the different series and so many of these different races. He can really hit that restart, open up a bit of a gap, and try to use it to his advantage here. But after getting that green flag, knowing that we have about 50 laps or so of green flag racing back to the checkered flag here, these drivers know what their cars are going to do. They saw exactly what happens after running hard for 20 laps, 30 laps, 40 laps out there on the racetrack. So they know what their game plan is here. If they aren't coming back down pit side before the end of this race, if they're going to keep this clean and green, then they're going to try to use that tire strategy here. We saw these drivers slip, slide, and spinning around almost out there on the racetrack before we even hit that halfway marker. So maybe this time you want to try to save a little bit extra, trying to save that extra little bit of tire for underneath of you later in this race. But being fast and saving these tires is tough to do. So already you see that 19 sliding back now into the 4th position. Now this is probably drawn up, probably part of his strategy as Victor Pfluger is going to jump up and take this race lead away. Brandon Honeycutt there in 2nd. McKellar up into 3rd here as Jensick back to 4th. He's got Isaac Mock looking at his inside. Christian Delgado there in position number 6. And then we see Zach Lockett, Brandon Ishkanian, Bryce Dickinson in 9th, and Christopher DeWalt back there in the 10th position. John McNeil in 11th. Obviously, that car just creeping around, heavy front end damage still for that 48 ride, and unfortunately not going anywhere fast right now as Greg Goberry still a few laps down here in the 71, finds himself there in 12th as Koblenz and Sanfilippo both off the speedway. But it's Victor Pfluger here at the front of the field as we will jump into our Peacemaker game and crank it up now. So we are going to crank it up here in this one. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, crank up that volume and cheer on your favorite driver as Justin says, oh, I thought we were all fans. You guys are all fans. Definitely fans, definitely members and subscribers, but not only fans. I'm not going to start an only fans. Definitely not going to start one of those. We won't be streaming over there at, I don't even know what it is. What is OnlyFans? Like onlyfans.ca, onlyfans.com? I don't know what it is. Onlyfans.org? I don't know. I don't know what OnlyFans is. I've never been there before, but whatever it is, we're not going there. That's for sure. We won't be doing any of those naughty streams on that naughty place. Not gonna happen. No way. No way, Jose. Maybe someday. Maybe someday. We'll have to wait and see. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. As out front, Pfluger continuing to lead the way as we crank it up here on Peacemaker Gaming. As Buttcrack Motorsports says, wait, Peacemaker has an OnlyFans? Weird. No. Buttcrack, we don't got no OnlyFans, okay? Listen, if I had OnlyFans, I would be displaying that shit all the time. I would be showing that off. I'd be showing it off. It takes some massive cojones to be able to have an OF and be able to post that kind of content out there for the world to see. I don't think I could do it. No, I don't think I could do it. Taking my shirt off on stream for money is one thing, but that's taking my pants off on stream for money. Totally different thing that I don't think I could do. There's not enough money up there that would make me want to do that. It's we're gonna crank it up here. We're gonna skip over this conversation and enjoy some of the sights and sounds around Sin City. Alrighty, is the caution flag going to come back out here in this one as our Peacemaker Gaming Break It Up is going to come to a close here for the rest of the evening as in front, continue to lead the way. It's Victor Pfluger here at the front of the field, but the caution flag is upon us as Brandon Ishkanian in the 25 right going to run into some issues here. Loose through corner number 4. This car just sliding sideways, unfortunately trying to correct it. Overcorrects it, still sideways, slides up onto the racing surface and comes to a stop here on the racetrack. Christopher DeWall just narrowly avoiding contact there with the 25 right as he gets that car pointed back in the right direction. That's where we will see our first caution, or second caution flag here of the afternoon. So our second yellow flag coming out here in this one. A tough break right there for the 25 ride as Justin Young says Ty is busy at the moment, but I just updated him on Bryce and he said let's go. Yeah, I know Ty's at a concert or something tonight. Him and the old lady got some tickets to go to a concert, so can't fault him for not being here, being on the racetrack or anything else, and hopefully he's enjoying the show. Hopefully he's enjoying the concert. I'm not sure who exactly he was going to see, but he's missing the real show, and that is the Slingshot Sim Racing Series playoff race number 7 here this evening, and our first playoff race of the round of 8 here this afternoon. Drivers making their way down pit side. Everybody that was on the lead lap coming down pit road gonna get some work done to their cars, especially that 48 right of John McNeil. Unfortunately, still has that tons of front end damage here. He's hoping that the crew can go to work during this caution break, trying to fix his car up a little bit more. He was able to stay on the lead lap, so that is a good break for him. But the race off of pit lane looks like Victor Pfluger going to keep himself out in front. Brandon Honeycutt will jump up into second. McKellar back to third as Christian Delgado, Isaac Mock, Sean Jensick, Zach Lockett, Christopher DeWald, Bryce Dickinson, and Brandon Ishkanian. Our top 10 here on the Speedway. John McNeil still down pit road, having that time to let the crew go to work, trying to get this car fixed up and back into at least one decent race car here to try to see if he can contend and battle for some more places here this evening, some more points and more positions here late in this race as Grango Berry currently back there in the 12th position after his spin and trip down pit side, an unscheduled pit stop for the O'Berry ride. He's looking for the waiver out, looking for his opportunity to try to jump out and get another lap back here. Now, I do believe he is still at least a lap down. Not sure exactly how many laps down. As Buttcrack says, he was seeing Red Farron. No idea who that is, but okay, Lifeline. Yeah, I'm not sure who that is either. That's gonna be one of those mid-Ohio, mid-Iowa kind of bands or something. Maybe they're really big there in that area, but yeah, they're not in my they're not my books either. I've never really heard of them, so I'm hoping that they're good. And I mean, hey, free tickets, free VIP tickets as well. I suppose it'll be a good time and hopefully some good music, and hopefully he enjoys himself, whether or not it's good music or not. Maybe just, you know, having some time away, having some drinks, having some fun, enjoying his afternoon. Man, can't be too upset about a guy about doing something like that, especially, you know, having some fun, having that time spent with his old lady. Always a good positive. As Justin says, not too big. It's country. It's country. Okay, country. I like country. I don't mind some country music in there, you know, here and there. I kind of like everything, man. I kind of like everything to a certain extent. I don't like the hardcore screamo music. I mean, that's kind of like the only music I really don't prefer. But like, I'll listen to classical music. I will listen to rap or country or, you know, girly pop music. I don't care what it is. It got a good beat. You can sing along, or, you know, it's got some good tones and stuff into it, man. I love classical music. It's one of my faves. As and yeah, country's always good, man. I like country too. It's got to be like the right time, the right frame, you know, like it's got to be the right mood and everything else to really want to feel the country vibes and put on a country playlist kind of deal. Like if I'm at work and, you know, I'm just I'm building a deck or something out in the hot summer sun, you know, yeah, I'll throw on some country tunes, but you can only do that for a little while. And then I got to throw on some pretty crazy, you know, some of my rap music, you know, we gotta throw that in there. But have you heard of SpongeBob Metal? That slaps. Listen, I have heard a lot of the SpongeBob and Squidward, Plankton, AI music, man. Some of them are absolutely unreal. Some of them are absolutely so much fun. As classical mixed with dubstep is a godsend. Yeah, true that. I do love that too. I love dubstep as well. I used to be huge into dubstep for a while. I love music, man, and I got so many different playlists, man, and I have a weird mind. It's kind of like iRacing, where I can like memorize cars, drivers, what's happening through a race, everything else, which helps make me such a great broadcaster up here in the booth. You know, realizing and recognizing everybody and everything that happens if they're on the racetrack, but also comes with music too. My mind's the same way with that, man. I can name bands that are from the 1930s and stuff, and just I memorize all these songs and everything else, and I'm really good with it. So and I can control the vibes with the party, and my friends, man, they always tell me that I need to get a DJ set up and become a DJ. So they got the nickname there, DJ Double A-Ron is my nickname for some of my friends. Is out in front, seeing the green flag fly, it's Victor Pfluger in the Team Watson Racing Setups ride. Pfluger out in front. Oh my God, it's Jason Bourne. Oh my God, it's Jason Bourne. Yes, it is. As Victor Pfluger out in front here, leading the way. Pfluger showing these drivers how to get it done. Here in this one is McKellar. There in tow is the Fallout New Vegas Rob Co. Voltec machine. They're in position number 2. Here comes that number 10 rider, Brandon Honeycutt working to the outside here of that 47 right as Isaac Mark trying to slide himself up into 3rd. Here comes Sean Jensick, though. Jensick right on the back bumper of the 47 right now, looking to the middle. Where's he going to shoot it? Down low here into quarter number 3. As Jensick trying to keep on working his way back up towards the front of the field. Brandon Ishkanian there in position number 6. As here comes Zach Lockett, locked it right. There in 7th, Christian Delgado in 8th, Bryce Dickinson back there in 9th as it's a hornet's nest right here in front of them. Christopher DeWall there in 10th. John McNeil back in 11th as that car still damaged up after that early wreck. That first caution flag of the day, the heavy damage between him and Leroy Cortlands. Unfortunately, as his 48 rider roll in pretty slow on the speedway, and then you see Rango Berry in that 71 right back here in the 12th position. Still trying to work himself back onto the lead lap is Jonathan Wiley. Jonathan coming in, showing the big love here with the like on the stream. How are you, Jonathan? Coming in, showing the love here this afternoon as and some great racing here in this one. These drivers have been putting on a heck of a show for us, man. All evening long, it's been some pretty good, tight racing, especially up through the front of the field. And these guys continue to put on a good show for us. As Victor Pfluger at the front of the field trying to hold up William McKellar. McKellar trying to jump up here and take this race lead away is only across the line. 18 more laps left to go. So 18 more laps left here in this one. Still quite a bit of time here on the racetrack. The big question is do you send it right now? Is this the moment in time? You got those fresh tires. Do you give it everything you got to try to pick up a win, try to put yourself at the front of the field? Or do you kind of hang out a little bit? Do you maybe try to just hang with these guys, maybe not push the subject, and hang out like that number 19 rider Sean Jensick, or that number 13 of Christian Delgado? Maybe take it a little easy, try to save these tires for maybe the first 8 laps or so, and then those final 10 laps start to pick them off. Hope to have that extra bit of grip, that extra bit of tire still on the car compared to those drivers that are battling door to door and fighting here at the front of the field, and see if you can jump up there and try to make some moves, get around them, and put yourself at the front of the pack here late in this race and potentially into victory lane. As right now McKellar, he's trying to put himself into victory lane. One of our playoff drivers here in this fight at the front of the field. He is currently surrounded by the Team Watson Racing Sounds rides as Victor Pfluger out in front, the 25 for Brandon Ishkanian, down to his inside in the 47 of Isaac Mock right there behind him. So he's got a boxed in here, surrounded by all of these TWRS machines, and a little contact right there. Look out! Around goes Isaac Mock, and around goes Brandon Ishkanian. Ishkanian hard up into the wall, and so didn't Isaac Mock. Heavy damage here for that 47 ride as contact down the front straightaway, and we'll see our third caution flag of the day fly. Our third caution flag is that tight racing. Unfortunately, we were talking about it. Unfortunately, it's going to come up and it's going to bite this 25 ride right here in the buttocks as he tries to roll around. He's been working to the inside here of the 75 ride of McKellar for a lot of laps here, man. These two have been door-to-door for quite a few laps out here on the Speedway in the Outlaw Wraps ride. You see the 75 kind of comes down and unfortunately bounces off the 25 ride. It shoves him down the racetrack onto the apron, obviously trying to catch this ride. Then through the grass, this car just spins around, collects his teammate there in the 47, and watch the 47 right there, hard up into the outside fence. 25 right in there as well. Quite a bit of damage there as well for the 13 ride. Christian Delgado got a good piece of that number 47 ride. Heavy damage there for him as well. So let's jump on board with Isaac Mock, because Mock's going to get a great view of this one. He's able to kind of get a good sense of what's happening in front of him, and unfortunately just could not avoid it. That's a tough break right there for him. That's a tough break for Isaac Mock. Tough break for the 25 ride. And look at the sun coming into these drivers' eyes. Now that could have played a major role, a major effect there on what happened down the front straightaway. Let's see if we can jump on board with the 13 of Christian Delgado. As Delgado ended up getting a little bit of damage with this. It's right in front of that. Just barely avoids the 25, but does get a pretty good piece there of that 47 machine. So we'll have to wait and see if there's any major damage or not to that 13. He's still staying out there on the racetrack, because we do see a lot of drivers coming down pit road here, making a late race pit stop. John McNeil down pit side. Obviously, he's still trying to get that repair done to his car, but we did see Sean Jensick come down pit lane. Zach Lockett, Christopher DeWald, Brandon Honeycutt, Brandon Ishkanian down there getting some of his car repairs. Isaac Mock already down here as well. He's been down pit side for an extended period of time. And Rango Berry, we believe, going to get that free pass and back onto the lead lap. So sticking with it after going down 4 laps early in this race, was finally able to get that, that first and then the second and third caution flags to give him the free passes and get himself back onto the lead lap. Definitely something that he's been hoping for a lot of laps here this evening, as Rango Berry, who led virtually the first 20 laps or so of this race, got loose, went around at a corner number 4, came down pit side, had a penalty for an unsafe pit road entry, had to sit down on pit lane for an extended while, and that put him 4 laps down. He raced his way back to 3 laps down, but then since then, he's just been waiting patiently here for some of these free passes to come his way, and he's been able to get them, and now finds this 71 ride back onto the lead lap, and he's going to be up inside about the top 11 or so, might be able to work his way back to the front of the field here late in this race. As Justin Young says, these races are never boring. I feel bad for the drivers, but boy, it does make watching exciting. Yeah, exactly, brother. It does suck for the drivers, especially those guys, towards the front of the field. I'm sure Victor Pfluger did not want to see that caution flag. Even McKellar, I don't think really wanted to see that one, as, even though he was surrounded by the TWRS rides out there on the Speedway, he wanted to see this one kind of go to the end with those 3 up there and him battling with them. Even if he comes home in second or so, at least there's a bit of a gap between himself and the rest of the playoff drivers. But now, playoff drivers right here on his back bumper is Christian Delgado there in 3rd. Bryce Dickinson up into position number 4 here for the restart. And then obviously now we got drivers that have come down pit road, put on some fresh tires and everything else, where this could be a huge strategy call, man. I'm actually quite surprised that our top 4 did not come back down pit road. Now I do know they got virtually about 12 laps, not even 12 laps of green flag racing on these tires, so the tires that they have really aren't that old, but anytime you can get fresh tires here, not really give up too much track position like Sean Jensick, Zach Lockett, Christopher DeWald, what's there to lose? You got nothing to lose except for coming down pit road and getting that extra set here for late in this race that could potentially be a winning move here this afternoon. as we will get them stacked up, racked up, ready to go back to Green Flag Racing here in this one. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you haven't yet, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button, as we're going to get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing here in our first race of the round of 8 here with the Slingshot Sim Racing Series. Now in front is Victor Pfluger. Pfluger leads the way here in this one. He's going to get ready to go back to battle. He's going to get ready to duke it out here in this one. And with only about 10 laps left to go, we're going to have ourselves a Wednesday night shootout here with these cars in the Slingshot Sim Racing Series, as a 10-lap shootout biting another caution flag here this afternoon in our first round of 8 race of the season. As the pace car going to make the hard left-hand turn here at Sin City, Las Vegas Motor Speedway. He will turn hard left down pit road and unleash his field back to the flag man as down through the Geico restart zone. The 80 ride of Victor Pfluger will head down through the Geico restart zone. He gets the fire first, and he gets a great launch, a great restart there for the 80 machine. Here comes Christian Delgado. Here comes Sean Jensen right there into the thick of things. Jensen with those fresher tires quickly going to jump up into position number 3, and right now he's going to be feeling like a genius, making that move down pit side, getting these fresh tires on, as now he's already looking to the outside of Christian Delgado for position number 2 on the speedway. And Sean Jensen working his way to the front of the field. Can he get there? Can he find a way to get around the 13 and the 80 ride and potentially pick up the win and punch his ticket into our championship 4 at Phoenix Raceway here in a couple weeks? As Christian Delgado, you'd love to get this win as well, work his way into the show as well. But right now, Victor Pfluger trying to hold him off here, as Pfluger going to cut him off down there into corner number 1, going to take that inside lane away from the 13. As here comes that 19, Christian Delgado mounting another charge on the 80 ride, looking around here, trying to find a way to get around him, as we did see John McNeil run into some issues in the 48 ride. I'm not sure if there's smoke coming out of that car or not, but we do see, yeah, there you go, heavy smoke coming out of the back end of this 48 ride. This is a heartbreaker here for John McNeil, as it looks like he's gotten into the fence again. Heavy damage here for that 48 ride, and that may be the end of his evening. And we see some contact, and the caution flag is out. Pfluger and Christian Delgado tied together. Heavy damage here late in the race for Christian Delgado. Heavy damage for John McNeil, and heavy damage for the 80 ride. Look at this thing catwalking. Rear toe length definitely busted in this 80 ride, as it's crip walking here down the pit lane. Is this car heavy rear end damage here for this 80 machine? That may be all she wrote for Pfluger and all she wrote for Christian Delgado here this afternoon. As we'll take a look here and see what happens as the 80 ride out in front. We've seen these two battle it hard the last few laps and giving it everything they can, and the 13 run gets a good run, shoots it down low. The 80 run goes for another big block. Unfortunately, the 13 just going with such momentum, such a good run, gets into him, gets into that left rear quarter panel, gets him sideways as the 80 runs trying to save it. Delgado trying to go up the racetrack to avoid him here. Unfortunately, the 80 comes back up into him. They make some heavy contact. 80 run almost upside down there. Luckily enough, that car stays on all 4 tires, and you do see the 10 ride, a honeycut, going to get some damage into that, as well as the 13 and the 80 come together again. They're on the outside of corner number 3 and 4. Heavy damage here for both of these contenders. Let's see if we can get another look at this one, play this back, and see again what really happened here between these two. Let's jump on board with Christian Delgado, as Delgado down the back straightaway here gets a great run, a great drive, but unfortunately he makes that move down low. So does the 80 run. They make contact right there. So the 80 getting sideways. He goes up the track to avoid him. Unfortunately, could not avoid him. You do hear that motor, unfortunately, expiring there for that 13 machine. And A lot of damage, a lot of tore-up race cars right there, including two of the drivers battling for the race win in the race lead here this evening. And that's going to be the best break here on the night for this 19 ride of Sean Jensick. Is Jensick now going to find himself out in front here? Jensick leads the way. McKellar there in second. Bryce Dickinson now in third with Zach Lockett there in fourth. Christopher DeWalt, Grango Berry, our top six here on the Speedways. Brandon Honeycutt getting back out onto the racetrack here. Currently scored in the 7th spot. Brandon Ishkanian scored in 8th, and then John McNeil, who's a lap down here, finds himself in the 9th position on the racetrack. Pfluger, Christian Delgado, Isaac Mock, Leroy Koblenz, Brandon Sanfilippo, all down on pit lane or off the speedway. As Mama Bear says, come on, Bryce Dickinson, cheered on Brycey Bear. Listen, we talked about this earlier. The circumstances around Bryce Dickinson working his way into the round of 8 here. Obviously, with the elimination of the number 20 ride of Russell Martin Jr., who we thought after the last week's race that he was going to take that final spot into the round of 8, but then he disqualified himself, being the admin, and taking himself out of that with a penalty. 20 ride unfortunately does not transfer into the round of 8. It allows the 84 of Bryce Dickinson to transfer through here into this round, just like Joey Logano did last week in the real NASCAR Cup Series. He went on to Las Vegas and won that race in the 22 Pennzoil Ford. Now, does that Peacemaker Racing Team, END Farms, Papa Mike Promotions car, does he get the same turn of events after not making it into the round, then getting put into the round under unforeseen circumstances? Do we see this 48 ride recreate exactly what Joey Logano did earlier in the week and put this 84 into victory lane? He's got a couple tough cars in front of him to try to jump around, and he's got some tough cookies back here behind him that he's gonna have to try to hold off. But so far, Bryce Dickinson, he's feeling pretty good about being back in these playoffs and having some of these other playoff drivers run into issues. This could be a big break for this 84 ride. It's an opportunity to make it into the championship war here and have an opportunity to win this championship in the inaugural season of the Slingshot Sim Racing Series. As Justin says, Bryce, 6 laps to go. I'm hyper than my 16-year-old self on 3 Red Bulls and Pixie Sticks. Fucking proud of you. Let's go. Yes, Sirski. Hyper. Yeah, we got it. Hyper. I got you. Yeah, definitely proud of Bryce Dickinson so far, having a great run. Obviously, a lot of these late race caution flags and heavy damaged cars definitely making a little bit better of a day for him. Maybe more of a survival of the fittest here for a lot of these contenders, keeping themselves out of trouble, keeping themselves out of the mess. Says down through corner 3 and out of corner number 4, we will see this pace car make another left-hand turn down pit side in what could be the final restart of the afternoon. Or do we see another caution flag? Do we see this one go to NASCAR overtime here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway? Is down through the Geico restart zone. A great jump right there for Sean Jensick. Jensick getting the restart that he was hoping for here in the 19 as he quickly opens up a good 4 or 5 car lengths between himself as Bryce Dickinson. Oh no, Brycey Bear contact up into the outside fence. A heartbreaker here for the 84. No caution flag on the racetrack as of yet, as not sure, looks like the 82 tries to poke his nose down low. Bryce tries to come back down there to block it. And unfortunately, the 82 was just there by inches. Bryce down onto the apron, trying to keep this car out of trouble. But then this thing's going to shoot up the racetrack hard into the outside fence. Heavy damage there for him, but no caution flag. He has taken that car down pit side, now scored in the 8th position. As out in front, Sean Jensick leads the way. William McKellar there in second. Zach Lockett trying to keep himself here in position number 3. Christopher DeWalt working down low underneath of that 93 ride is out at corner number 4. We will see the white flag fly, that time by the start-finish line. So the white flag back into the air here for Sean Jensic as Jensic looking to pick up another win on the season. Jensic down through 1 and out of 2 for the final time here this evening. He's going to take himself and the rest of the field down the back straightaway into corner number 3 and out of that corner number 4 here at Sin City. Sean Jensic is going to hit the jackpot here in Las Vegas as he picks up the win here in our round of 8 with the Slingshot Sim Racing Series. Jensic will find victory lane and he will cash in the big check here this evening as the 19 will punch his ticket straight on through to our round of 4, our championship 4 here to finish off the season. Jensic is the first driver that will compete for the championship in 3 more weeks time here on Peacemaker Gaming. Great range right there for the Anything EC Sparkle and Shine number 19 ride as he'll take this car down to the front straight away and he'll get ready to burn down the house after picking up an absolutely massive win here this evening in the first race of our round of 8 here this evening, man. What a run, what a race, what a show there for Sean Jensic, man. That was absolutely wild. Wild fight, wild battle, as Mama Bear says. Well, shit. Heartbreaking, says Justin. Yeah, definitely a heartbreaker right there for Bryce Bear, man. Primed to have a good run, a good race. I mean, still ends up, I think, gaining some positions on some of those competitors in the championship battle, but not as much as I know he would want to here this evening, knowing that this one could have been a big race if he could have just kept it up there in that second or third position and could have potentially, made his way into the championship. Is the 19 ride gonna blow the motor out of that Anything EC machine and now gonna creep his way into the start-finish line here as he picks up the big win, burns down the house, and burns it down enough that he blows the motor out of that 19 ride, and we'll get ready to pull our race winner up into the broadcast booth here for some post-race interviews after a heck of a race, a heck of a drive here for the Revved Racing number 19. We're going to pull Sean up into the broadcast booth for his post-race interview. Hey, Sean, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. You get a copy?
I got you.
Sean, brother, you're able to get it done and pick up a big win here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. You're able to cash in a big one here this afternoon, man. Take us through this race. Take us through all the craziness. Later on with a couple of those caution flags and a pair of the drivers that you're trying to figure out how to beat here this evening for the win. Taking each other out there at the front of the field, giving you virtually a gift here this afternoon and being able to bring this 19 ride up into victory lane.
I was slow tonight. I mean, I was just not, I didn't feel really competitive at all. I mean, I wasn't able to run any laps leading up to this. So I had the 25 laps I ran in the practice session. And based on that, I knew my rears were going to be absolutely destroyed if we got a long run. So I just decided that I was just going to sit back and just drive just ridiculously careful and just do my best to keep all the tires under me. I mean, I don't even know if what I was doing was right or not, but at the end of that first stint there, I came in under caution. I was able to get the lead. Wasn't really able to drive away. I mean, I don't really know if that's because I was making stupid mistakes or if I just didn't have much left in me there. I really don't know. And then I tried doing the same thing, but trying to save it a little bit more tires on the second stint there, and I was just even slower. I started coming back because we had about 30 laps or so in that run. I started reeling those guys back in. We got that caution. And then I kind of knew it was like, all right, now I got to go push, and I didn't know how to push either. So I was doing all right there, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to go beat those guys in the same tires. So I looked how many cars were on the lead lap, and there really weren't that many that were clean. So I came down pit road, had more guys come down with me, which was great. Restarted fifth there, and I knew at that point it was my race to lose. I know 10 laps doesn't seem like a whole lot, but I mean, this car just is awful around here. It's just not fun. So I knew I had a really good shot there. coming out of the pits. So I mean, I thought I could have gotten around those guys. If they didn't get into each other and wreck there. I was I was probably the third or fourth time that happened to me tonight, where there was just some incident just right in front of me, and just I need some new underwear for sure. Definitely happy how it turned out. I can't say I expected that at all, and it's just super nice to know that we're locked into Phoenix here, and that's been the goal all season long, getting there, and now being able to get locked in this week and not worry about next week and go watch my Yankees, and then just focus on Phoenix.
Absolutely, brother. Being able to cheer on the Yankees in the World Series, and you're gonna have your own, sort of World Series here in a few weeks' time when we do head to Vegas or Phoenix for that championship for battle for the championship race. As you're able to hit the jackpot here at Vegas. Sean, who do you got to thank for such a great run, great driving, great performance here this evening?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Sean over at Sparkle and Shine. Anything you see, I mean, he keeps all us going at Rev Racing. For everything he's doing. Glad he's getting back in racing with us every once in a while again. I'm hoping to see him here again soon. Thank all the Rev Racing guys. I know some of them tried coming out tonight, just couldn't make it. I mean, tough. This is how it is. Just a couple less cars to pass. It's all right. I'd like to thank you up here in the booth and all the guys who helped put on this league. Looking forward to the last couple of races of the season. Hopefully, you can finish it out strong.
Absolutely, brother. We hope to see you guys out there battling, duking it out, and seeing a great race in Phoenix in a few weeks' time, as you guys will, well, at least you and 3 more drivers yet to be known will be duking it out there for the championship here in the inaugural Slingshot Sim Racing Series season. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. Congratulations, obviously, for picking up the win. Congratulations for locking yourself into the championship for a round, and hopefully we'll see you up here in the broadcast booth maybe in a few weeks' time and picking up the championship.
Yeah, that's the goal. That's for sure.
Absolutely, brother. Well, enjoy the win. Don't party too hard down there in Victory Lane here at Sin City, and hopefully have yourself a wonderful rest of your evening.
All right, thank you. You too.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for Sean Jensick as Sean picks up the win and punches his ticket into that next round of the playoffs, our final round of the playoffs here this evening. And obviously getting that opportunity to race for that championship 4 is what everybody was fighting for here this evening in our championship 8, as they are battling to try to work themselves in. And another driver right there behind Sean Jensick that had a good run, had a good performance. He's looking to try to lock himself and race his way into that championship 4. It's Willie McKellar. McKellar coming home here in position number 2. We're going to get ready to pull McKellar up here into the broadcast booth. Hey, Will, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker broadcasting booth. To get a copy?
I gotcha.
William, man, a pretty solid afternoon here for you, man, as we send you battling up inside the top 3, top 5, pretty much all evening long, even leading a few laps out there. But this was a very, very tricky race. We saw you guys sliding around, sliding around here at Las Vegas, trying to keep yourselves obviously pointed in the right direction, and then trying to stay out of some of this carnage late in this race. You were able to avoid a lot of it here this evening, and it gives you an opportunity here late in this race to battle with Lockett, DeWald, Bryce Dickinson, and Sean Jensick here for what could have been an absolutely massive win for yourself, and an opportunity to lock yourself into that championship 4 here in Vegas. Unfortunately, going to settle in for a second place run, but still a great point stay and a great opportunity here for you to open up some points, maybe gain a little extra over some of your other competitors, and maybe try to get to a good solid points area where you can race your way into that championship 4.
Yeah, pretty much. The entire goal this round is just to have solid finishes, and I think we got second in the stage, got second in the race, so I think that's a pretty solid points day. It was a real tight points battle coming into this race for that cut line, and I was the first person above it, so trust me, I know how much every point is valuable. I super happy I started on pole, got that lap led, and was able to just focus on saving the car the entire night. Because I mean, the way this track is, our qualifying times were over half a second faster than our race pace. This track is so deceptively shaped. Like you know you can go faster through that corner, but for whatever reason, this track as opposed to other mile and a half, it just kills the rear tires. And typically it's that right front I'm worried about. Tonight it was the left rear, and that's just insane. But being able to save, being able to keep my car, for the most part. I mean, we had a few close calls there. I know that a couple cars and I bounced off of each other, when I got loose. So it was really touch and go there a couple of times. But just happy to bring it home in one piece.
Absolutely. Able to bring it home in one piece, able to survive this race. We saw a lot of drivers, unfortunately, down pit road or back behind pit wall with heavy damage here this afternoon. And able to keep yourself, at least for the most part, out of all the contact, out of all the carnage here. And you pull that 75 up onto the podium for a second place run, a second place performance here in our opening race of the round of 8. William, who would you like to thank for a great run and a great drive and a solid second place performance?
Well, want to thank my wife again for keeping an eye on our son while I'm doing this. She is an absolute champ, taking care of him, especially getting towards his bedtime. He is an absolute handful when it comes to going to sleep. Want to go ahead and thank SSR for putting this race on. John Ross, Ron Luzzi, Russ Martin. Those guys do a fantastic job. Cannot appreciate them enough. Want to thank you for doing the broadcast. Got to thank my teammates for working with me tonight, helping me. Had some coaching moments going back and forth. So just being able to help each other get the best we could. And most importantly, I want to thank God himself.
Absolutely, brother. Well, a great run, a great drive here this evening from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Congratulations on the second place run, and hopefully some more momentum being built up here for you. Maybe we'll be able to see that 75 ride right back up here next Wednesday. Maybe your trip, your turn to lock yourself into the playoffs with a big win next week. We look forward to seeing you out there, and I'll see you right back up here in the broadcast booth.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Enjoy the rest of your night. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our second place finisher here this afternoon. The 75 of William McKellar. McKellar coming home there in position number 2. A great run and a great drive there for the 75 ride, as we'll get ready to pull in our third place finisher here on the evening. The number 93 of Zach Lockett. Locked in Lockett coming home here in position number 3. A great run, a great drive there for that 93 machine, as we'll get ready to pull him up here into the broadcast booth for his post-race interview as well. Hey, Zach, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. Taking a copy?
Gotcha.
Zach, man, another good run, another good race here for you this evening, as you're able to bring the 93 ride through a lot of carnage, a lot of contact there towards the front of the field, and you're able to just kind of work yourself through that, keep on battling out there on the speedway, not really making a whole lot of mistakes throughout the evening, just trying to race your own race here and keep yourself pointed in the right direction, and it all pays off for you. As late in this race, you're able to get some lucky breaks and put yourself up here onto the podium as you put that 93 right up here. Zach, think us through this race, think us through everything that happened for you as you're able to get this 93 ride up here into a third place run.
Yeah, I mean, I want to kind of mirror what William and Sean said. It's just a deceptively slick track. I mean, the officials were here a couple weeks ago, and I ran a couple and ran a league race here on Sunday as well. Just really thought I had it kind of dialed in a little bit on that first run, just going really slow, using a decent amount of brake into the turn and just trying to stick it to the bottom and save enough tire to make a run at the end of, long run. I think we had, 40, 50 laps there. And just honestly, I didn't save well. I don't know. I was going, like I said, super slow, and I really thought I was going to be able to charge through the field at the end of the run, but just couldn't really figure it out and was getting loose towards the end of the run, losing the back end. So those cautions came out pretty timely, or else I would have been really floating around the back the most of the race. But yeah, I got a couple lucky cautions. Was very fortunate to miss both of them. I almost destroyed John McNeil when he was spun around on the front stretch. Made it through there, and then that last couple cautions squeaked by both of those as well. So honestly, didn't really have the pace tonight. I knew I had good short run speed, but really just came down to luck, and that's why I'm here. But sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, so we'll take it.
Absolutely. It's always better to be a little bit more lucky than good if they're on the racetrack, and to be able to come home with a very solid run here, knowing that, I do believe, I haven't really looked at the playoff standings, but I'm pretty positive that you're one of the playoff 8 here that are still with us, battling here to work yourself into that championship for at Phoenix Motor Speedway. And what does it mean here points-wise for you? Coming home with this third-place run and having so many of those other championship contenders having issues and having tough finishes here this afternoon.
Yeah, it definitely helps. Definitely helps to get up here. I'm right on the cutoff line, so it'll be. Sean's obviously in now because he won. Greg and Christian should be almost in there on points, and then it's kind of me and McKellar, and then Chris DeWald and John McNeil kind of battling for that last spot. So got the best finish. Actually, I didn't get the best finish out of all of them. McKellar did. So he's in the best spot right now. But that's why we got a couple more races. Feeling good about the next couple of races. Although next week, Yankee. I heard Sean say this too. It triggered my memory too, because Game 5 of the World Series, I'm a diehard Yankees fan. That's next Wednesday. So we'll see. Hopefully they can maybe get a sweep, close it out in 4, and not even have Game 5 on next Wednesday, but we'll see. I can put it on a small TV maybe next to me and try to race while I watch it. But seeing the Yankees back in the World Series for the first time in 15 years means a lot. But this championship also means a lot. So I guess we'll see when the time comes. But yeah, feel good about the position we're in. Feel good about the next couple tracks. And we'll see.
Absolutely, brother. Well, anything can happen in a big win, maybe in the future here, not only for the Yankees, but maybe for the Locked In Lock It ride as well. Zach, congrats on the great run. Congrats on the great drive here this afternoon, man. Who'd you like to thank for such a great run and great performance here this afternoon?
Yeah, I got to thank everyone for putting on this league still. Ron, Russ, and John doing a great job. You for broadcasting the whole year, of course, doing a great job as well. My teammates, everyone's amazing in our Discord chat. We help each other a lot and really work well together. My fiance Erica, and that's really it. I think I'll thank Juan Soto as well for having an incredible at bat the last game of the playoffs versus the Guardians, and hope to close it out in the World Series.
Absolutely, brother. Well, we will be cheering on the Yankees as well, hoping for a big win, as it'd be nice to see, the Yankees back winning the World Series and everything else. And hopefully we'll be able to see you maybe pick up one of your wins here in iRacing in the next couple races as well, and see you lock yourself into the playoffs here for the championship 4. But nonetheless, Zach, a great run here this evening, a great race. We look forward to seeing you back out there on the racetrack next Wednesday, hopefully.
Oh, absolutely. Thanks, man.
Absolutely. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
You too.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our third place finisher, the Locked In Lock It ride, Zach Lockett, coming home there in position number 3. A great run and a great drive all evening long as these drivers put on a heck of a show, a heck of a race for us here in this one. Unfortunately, that is going to do it for us here this afternoon. That's going to do it for us here this evening. Some great racing action, a lot of fun, a lot of great battles out there on the Speedway, and unfortunately, that will bring it to a close here this evening. Huge shout out to my boy Justin Young coming in, showing all the love over there on the YouTube stream, coming in, becoming a brand new part of the Peacemaker Sub Club, a brand new member over there on the YouTube stream. And hey, huge shout out to my boy Ron Zirk as well, coming in with another 50-star dono here this afternoon over there on Facebook. And a huge shout out to the Funky T-Bone coming in with the love as well over there on Twitch, coming in with the big raid over there, and to all of our new followers, new subscribers, new everybody coming in, showing the love, man. I appreciate each and every one of you. My boy, Racing Jason Fontaine, Jason coming in, setting it off here to finish off the night, coming in with the heart reaction on the broadcast and the 20-star dono. Jason, I appreciate that, brother, coming in, showing the big love here in this one, my dude. How are you tonight? How are you? Hopefully you're having yourself a wonderful hump day, a wonderful Wednesday, as my boy Justin over there on YouTube says. Great racing. Thanks for the great streams tonight. Absolutely, Justin. I appreciate you tuning in, showing the love all evening, and hopefully we'll see everyone back in here tomorrow night. A new series getting underway, super late models getting underway tomorrow evening, and this is going to be a massive league, chat. I do believe we are locked in with 60 drivers tomorrow night, some of the best in the business to do it, so it's going to be a lot of fun, man. It's going to be a ton of fun. As Jason says, amazing, my bro. Just finished the kids' enduro cars. Oh, the enduro cars. You guys racing those at Merrillville this year? The enduro cars, man. That's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. Enduro cars. This late in the year? I guess they usually do it a little bit later there at Merrillville, don't they? I was thinking like Brighton. Brighton usually runs there like the first or second weekend of the of October. They normally tend to do the enduro race down here, but I guess, yeah, Merrillville does it a little bit later. Yo, Jason coming in again, setting it off again with another 20 stars. Let's go, baby. Let's go, my boy, coming in, showing the massive love here in this one. I appreciate that, brother. Coming in again with another 20-star dono, man. That's absolutely insane. Absolutely killing it, man. And hopefully, I mean, I don't know if it's going to be live streamed or not. Obviously, Merrillville is a little bit of a trip. Humberstone Speedway this weekend, my brother. Oh, so this could be like the final send-off for Humberstone. As I know Humberstone's closing after this year, right? So this will be like the final send-off for it. Because I know they were doing like a select 4 or 5 races this year for normal racing activities and everything else. And then that was going to be it. So I guess maybe they threw this on later on or just came up with it. But and that's going to be awesome. I mean, hey, enduro races, man, they're a ton of fun. And, you know, the fans, the crowd always loves them. I always loved them as a kid growing up, whether or not being a part of them in the pits and racing in them myself or being a fan in the grandstands and watching the enduro races, man. Always such a good time, man. And honestly, as much as having the regular weekend races there at Humberstone is a good send-off, I think having that big banger at the end is going to be absolutely amazing, man. I think that's going to be a good send-off, especially if, you know, the racers like yourself or anyone else that, you know, might throw a car into it and race it or anything else, or you know, having their kids in there racing it and stuff, man. That's going to be absolutely amazing. Yeah, I knew that was your backyard, brother. Yeah, your backyard. 85 feature wins, 5 championships. Yeah, definitely going to be a missed racetrack for certain. Hopefully someone else can scoop it up or something in the future, but I've heard rumors that they're turning it into like a housing development or something like that. But hopefully someone steps up, maybe takes it back away from them, maybe offers them a good amount and takes over that racetrack, man. It'd be nice. Somebody would do it. Save it. We don't want to lose any racetracks, man. We've lost enough, and we don't want to lose any more. So hopefully it'd be nice if someone could save that racetrack. But guys, make sure you guys tune in tomorrow night. As I said, we got a massive race tomorrow evening. We got a brand new league starting up, and some of the best of the iRacers in the business. A lot of real life racers in there as well are going to be racing in that one. I do believe we have 60 drivers already registered, ready to show up, ready to battle tomorrow evening for a pretty massive race, and it's going to be a ton of fun. I'm telling you, this is going to be an absolutely wicked event. We're going to see these drivers battling 2, 3, 4 wide out there on the racetrack, everyone beating and banging and battling. It's going to be interesting, to say the least, to see who's going to be able to put themselves into victory lane tomorrow in the Velocity Racing League. But listen, can't thank you guys enough for tuning in. Can't thank you guys enough for showing the love here this evening. And I will see you guys all back here tomorrow for probably an afternoon stream, maybe some NFL tomorrow afternoon. And then, you know, maybe play a little Madden 25 in there tomorrow, you know, morning-ish to mid-afternoon-ish, somewhere in there for a little bit of a fun stream throughout the middle of the day. And then later on tomorrow night, hopping in there with the super late model. So it's going to be a ton of fun. Can't thank you guys enough for tuning in, and I'll see you guys there. Race and Jason says, have a good night, my bro. Cheers, brother. Cheers, Race and Jason. Have yourself a wonderful rest of your night and chat. Enjoy the rest of your evening as well. Peace out, ladies and gentlemen. Peace out, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! What a race. Oh, actually, we got one more thing to do here. one more thing before I forget. We got a random number generator here. We got to create a random number. I'm going to click it a bunch of times. This is for the Butt Crack Motorsports giveaway here. I don't want to forget about this. So we're just going to generate. We're just going to click the button a bunch of times, and then we're going to get stopped. We're going to stop right there. We're going to click it one more time. The number that is pulled will earn themselves a little bit of extra iRacing credits, brought to you by Butt Crack Motorsports. So number 10. Number 10 is the winner here for the Butt Crack Motorsports random number generator here. And of the 14 drivers that showed up, number 10, whoever placed in that 10th position, will win the iRacing credits here this evening from Butt Crack Motorsports. So huge shout out to them, huge shout out to everyone tuning in, and I will see you guys all in the next one. Peace out for now, baby. Peace out for now, ladies and gentlemen.
Strokes, where fun meets fright, where every experience transports you to a world of fun. Play 18 holes of blacklight mini golf in ancient Egypt, a haunted house, and beyond the grave. Step inside our virtual reality arena, where you take control of video games and virtual worlds. Battle robots, shoot zombies, and compete against your friends. Throw your next birthday with our VIP party pack. Our party pros are ready to entertain you with a fright fest you'll never forget. Perfect for an action-packed date night full of flirty fun. Our state-of-the-art arcade has the latest games with the coolest prizes. Be sure to feast on some tasty morsels in the Graveyard Grill. So come on, bring your ghoulish gang over to Scary Strokes, where every experience matters. Welcome to...
In the digital world he shines bright, full send all day and all night, conquering realms with all his might. Peacemaker's here to make it right. Through the controllers battles begun, every click, every move he's won, streaming wisdom under the sun. Victory's anthem just has begun. Peacemaker gaming all day, send it full dose sway. In the virtual lands we play, leading the charge in our own way. Pixels and wires, his domain, glory found in every campaign. Shelter from reality strain. With Peacemaker there's no pain. Battles fought in every zone, from his cherries never alone. Full send on the audio tone, Peacemaker's name is known. Eyes on screens, dreams he weave, in his world you can't believe. Through the levels never leave, the magic of gaming we perceive. Peacemaker, gaming all day, send it full dose sway. In the virtual lands we play, leading the charge in our own way. Pixels and wires his domain, glory found in every campaign. Shelter from reality strain. With Peacemaker there's no pain. Battles fought in every zone, from his chair he's never alone. Full send on the audio tone, Peacemaker's name is known. Eyes on screen, streams he weaves, in his world you can't believe. Through the levels never leave, the magic of gaming we perceive. Fought in every zone, from his chair he's never alone. Full send on the audio tone, Peacemaker's name is known.